Hello, everyone. I am Martinez-Bateman. I am the CEO of New Coyote Consulting. We are an equity and communications consulting firm here in the Pacific Northwest, and this is the Monday update. So every Monday, I come on here and I sort of tell you what we're working on. I tell you what's going on. It's a way to keep us accountable. It's also a way to sort of show you how we work in general, week to week, and it's sort of like a check-in. This week is Transgender Day of Visibility. On Friday, March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility. It's a big one. This year, there are, I think, 146 different anti-trans bills in the legislature, trying to take trans people's rights away, trying to, change our status in terms of like what rights we have in this country, and that's going to weigh on a person. It's really hard to get out of bed right now. It is really hard to focus on anything right now. It is really hard to just be here. It's really hard to just be here. New Coyote is posting something on Friday, and so you'll see that then. It's going up on all our socials. But we need to go. We need to go further than visibility. You cannot stand by and let us be visible when we are this oppressed, when we are having laws levied against us. And for everyone in Oregon who thinks, oh no, our state's not like this, we have 7 different anti-trans bills in our state legislature right now. 7 different ones. They're not going to pass because of who we are as a state and who the legislature is, but just know that if you believe that Oregon or anywhere in the Pacific Northwest is a liberal haven, you are mistaken. You are mistaken. It is true that we have a lot better grasp on trans rights here, and we have a lot better grasp on gay rights here, but that stops for the white queers. Like, we are very clearly a white state before we are a liberal state. And it speaks to our history. It speaks to the structure of the state. It speaks to the way that we still do business today in terms of who gets what tax money and who gets what representation. We have to understand, people who have any degree of power in the state of Oregon, we have to understand that this state was founded as a white utopia, and it is still one today. And we have to know that fighting for queer people and fighting for transgender people starts with fighting for Black queer people, fighting for Black transgender people, fighting for Indigenous transgender people, fighting for Indigenous queer people. When the colonizer came to this landmass, and the colonizing forces saw the gender expression that was here on this landmass, they brought the hammer down on anyone who was gender nonconforming, anyone who was queer, anyone who was living in their truth as a non-binary, transgender, gay, queer person. And they did that to control the population so that we, the colonized, would spend so much time policing our own gender and policing our own activity and policing our own mannerisms and phrases and relationships and family members that we would have less power to fight the colonizer, and it worked. There are a lot of people from Latin America, from Mexico, from Indigenous America who believe to this day that being queer, being trans is a white thing. And that's not true. It never was. It was our thing that, just like whiteness does, they stole, colonized from us, commodified, and commercialized. We need to understand that our power is with each other and not against each other. If you believe that you are an anti-racist, if you believe that you would support transgender people if they needed you, we need your ass now. That's all I'm going to say to people who are not in our community. To the community, to transgender people of color, I'm going to say this. Fuck, I know it's hard, dude. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, and I also don't know how hard it is for you. I don't. And also what I can say is that we are powerful. They wouldn't hate us like this if we weren't. They wouldn't try to go after us like this if we weren't. And we can learn from the gay marriage fight that there was a lot of anti-gay legislation that happened around the time that a lot of gay rights were enshrined in law. And we can also know that just because it happened over there doesn't mean it's inevitable over here. If we don't speak out about what is happening to us, about what this is doing to us, they will kill us. And they will pretend that we liked it. That's a Zora Neale Hurston quote that has stuck with me since the moment I heard it. We have to fight for our rights. We have to speak up for ourselves. We have to stand up for ourselves. We also have to stand up for our boundaries, right? So don't argue with people who are only arguing with you in bad faith. You do not have energy for that. We are trying to save our motherfucking lives and preserve our fucking civil rights. We don't have time for fuckboys who don't even understand what a dictionary is. We have to do strategic work in the places where it is going to have an impact, and we have to speak to those places with all of the energy that we can muster. And then we have to take our fucking ass back home and take the fuck care of ourselves so that we can do it again. This is not going to be a one and done fight. This is not just this election season. This is a trend that is starting in the Republican Party, in the right-wing party, that is going to continue and continue. They're going to come after us in the same way that they came after abortion rights, in the same way they're coming after gay marriage, in the same way they're coming after fucking segregation and shit. They want to take us right back to the Stone Age. And we have to be able to show up for the fight today, and we have to be able to show up for it next week, and we have to be able to show up for it in 5 years, and 20 years, and 30 years, and 50 years. Like, this isn't the kind of shit that we can lose ourselves to. Because in order to continue to fight for ourselves, we need to have something to pour from. So turn back into your queer family, turn back into your heart, your stuff, your hobbies, the things that you care about. Take care of your health, feed your body the food it needs, move it in the way that it needs to be moved. Do not let this take you from us any more than it has to. I love you. We are strong. There's a reason they're coming after us. We are important. And the world needs us and needs our perspective now more than ever. Take care of yourself. Have a lunch. Have a walk. Have a weekend. Don't do work for free for people that wouldn't defend your rights in court. Don't do it. Don't do it.